Hi there. Susan here again. Pastor Susan, Teacher Susan, Mom Susan, whatever you want. So, like I promised last week, I am going to share the story of my raising my children. Remember, it's parenting, and the whole thing I would call it mother. So, mother. You know how new mothers can be? Yeah, all of us were there at one time. So I want to tell you how when I became a mother. You know, when you become a mother, everything changes. Everything changes. Okay, I used to be a stickler to whoever would come to my room would be like, hey, she's so organized. Hey, everything is like ta. And when I got my baby, firstborn, I was still in the same mode. I wanted everything to be ta. And because of that, that part of my life, I trained my child potty training. My firstborn was potty trained when he was still, like, immediately he started sitting on a potty. But before he started sitting, I made it in such a way that I would sit down, put my legs together. Every morning I would work. When he gets up, I would just put him on my legs and he would poo. So he knew when to give number one or when to give number two, like when to release his bowels. And I knew it, like I just knew it, mothers. Anyway, so I potty trained him as early as, by the time he started sitting, he would sit on a potty. I would just make him, in the morning I would wake up, get him to do that. I think they keep talking about mothers having routine, and if you set a routine for a child, the child adapts to it. I think I did that. I didn't read any books telling me what to do. I just knew what to do as a mother. So I potty trained my baby at that early. You know, when you have a baby, it is just interesting. Like, you want everything good for them. I remember when I had just gotten my baby, I would not want to sleep. Like, I just wanted to look at his fingers, look at his little fingers, count them. Are they really 5? Are they even breathing? Some of us understand those things. So that is early motherhood. But training. Mine is still training. Train up a child in the way he should go. When he's old, he'll not depart from it. So, potty training, I started that as early as 3 months. My child, I don't think I struggled with diapers. Those days, our days, diapers were not really there. It was for a certain class of people. So we had nappies. And I had grown up looking at people's nappies, and I think, why are they even turning color? Because I wanted, if they were white, they had to be white. So I never struggled with nappies, because my baby, immediately he would pee on himself, I would get it off him. And I think he learned not to pee on himself, because, can I be honest? I don't know at what month I stopped using nappies, because he would not need them. Even when he wanted to do whichever he needed to do, he would give you signs and symbols that is uncomfortable, and you just knew that this is time for this, and he would either use the pamper or the nappy. And training, we're talking about training. So certain routines, when you set out, they become a training ground. Because now at 3 months, the baby knew that when I wake up in the morning, the first thing mama does is puts me on the potty. I finish my number 2, I take a shower, then I feed. And most times I believe that children cry when they are uncomfortable, probably when they are hungry, when they are what. I never struggled with my babies. All my babies. I guess it's the training. It's just knowing the instinct within you as a mother, having a routine, and the child getting used to the routine. Don't wait and say that I'll potty train my children when they are old. I did that with my second born, and it never worked as much. Firstborn, I never worked for the first 6 months. Like, I could not imagine going to work with my little baby. I could not imagine going to work with leaving my little baby behind. So when the boy was about 6 months, he had started crawling. He walked early. He walked at 8 months. He even started talking at 8 months. By the time he was 1 year, he was talking so well. Training. Another thing I trained my children on was simply, of course, the routine, I've talked about it, but talking. You know, most mistakes I feel parents do, is mothers especially, is when you're talking to your child. I mean, this is a human being. Why would you just say, they are human beings, speak to them. I believe speech is developing by them hearing the speech and also talking. They will try to talk back, imitate. So a child who delays to speak, to me, I believe is simply because the parents never talked to them. I've just told you, my first son spoke by the time he was 8 months. He was speaking clearly. You would understand him. Why? Because I never used the sounds and all that. I spoke to him. I'll tell him, okay, Shangwe, time to bathe. Come on now, let's bathe. I would read to him stories, even when he was still in the womb. I remember I would lay my hands on him and I would talk to him. I would have a conversation with him. So many times when he was little, 3 months or so, and he's lying down, he has showered. Okay, I didn't see the need of me carrying the baby when they are not even crying or anything. So he has taken a shower, he has eaten his food, I'll just put him down, and in most cases, he would go to sleep by himself. And if I had a visitor and we are talking, you'd see him looking from one person to the next person, like he's hearing our conversation, he's comprehending. And so that is one way of developing speech in a child. I believe so. I believe that if you want your children to speak, don't do those cooing sounds to them. They are children. They are human beings, for God's sake. They are meant to speak. So speak to them. Speak to your baby. Say real words. Not cooing. Tell him, Shangwe, I'm not happy. I'm not happy that you've done that. So can we do this? You know, talk to them. Tell them, come, let's go. Let's do this. Come, let me dress you up. Let's go. Like I said, training. Training is important. Don't make cooing sounds. Talk to your child. Tell them when they are young. I would lay my hands and speak to the child. So my firstborn started talking at a very early age. By 8 months, he would talk. You would understand what he's saying. Would converse. Would talk. So that is speech development in a child. Training. What I'm talking about, training. So friends, it has been nice hanging out with you. Next week I'll come with another story where we all learn together. Thank you so much. God bless you. This is Pastor Susan, Teacher Susan, signing out. God bless you.